So many women hadn't have the presence of a father to know the importance of the presence of a father, to understand that they perpetuating the cycle of their kid not having the presence of a father based on how they feel. And then it don't help when the grandmom never healed from whatever the grandpa did, or and it's like, okay, so now this is a perpetual cycle of it being supported to divide homes instead of saying, you know what, let's push through, not for me, not for you, but for this fucking child. What's going on is the Wolf, and we are back with another episode of the Wolf Has Spoken podcast, America's fastest growing podcast. The universe's fastest growing podcast, where we encourage you to get 1% better every single day in every single way. And I'm extremely excited today, as always. We back home.
Yes, sir.
And I found myself joined by the one and only Mr. Right on Q Live. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm feeling real good.
Before we get all the way into how you feel, let's talk about it, man. Make sure y'all go shop with her fantasy box. Big shout out to our sponsors. Go shop with her fantasy box. Get y'all that slippery box, that body magic, that renew her.
Yummy.
That yummy. And there's one more. Body magic, slippery box, renew her, yummy. And dang.
All I got for y'all is a slippery box and body magic. That's all you need right there.
Little yummy.
And then you sprinkle some yummy.
Is it refresh? No.
That's renewer. I
knew her.
I think that's the bad.
Yeah, it's cool. Damn. We supposed to, it was good. Yeah, I'm gonna know it. But let's get into it, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm good. I'm good. You know, we was having some good conversations, catching up on some things.
You and Ricky without me again?
I actually was talking about me and you, sir. Like,
I'm just saying.
Gosh, triggered.
Yeah. Ricky, tell him about the Disney World shit. Is this your soulmate? There's a lot. Like,
a lot of insiders.
Y'all niggas get on one flight together. And it's like, who are y'all? Like, fuck, where does Ricky personality come from?
And we went out last night too, to the John,
Yeah, like Amex Lounge.
Yeah.
Switch shit around. Shit, gotta switch shit up. But go ahead.
But we everything cool. The fast. I'm feeling good about the fast. I was literally talking to my dad earlier today. He was like, "Oh, Dad, you fold? You still in it? He said, "No, I'm still doing it. Him and his wife doing it, whatever." So I've been feeling good. I like the not the mental clarity, because it isn't necessarily that for me, but just the mental appreciation or gratification of trucking it.
And I like that you've been like on it too. Like, there's been times I'm like, you get you some chips. No, I'm fasting. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up. You just
ate. I was like, I'm good.
Yeah. So for context too, Q's fast look a little bit different than mine. So like the things that I'm fast, and it's funny because we've been talking a lot about the fast, and it's like I myself have been, because I truly want to get better throughout this, right? And I feel like a lot of the things that I selected to make generalized was more so for the average undisciplined man.
For sure.
But these are legitimately things that I'm not struggling with. So my struggle has been kind of being like, I'm kind of doing this for nothing. So I know in our conversations, we laugh and it's like, it be seeming like I'm trying to loophole, but I'm like, I don't struggle with not having sex. Now, I did say I would just like, it was super random, right? Not as random as some of you niggas that's probably watching. Some of you men that's probably watching.
Yeah, super random sound kind of crazy.
Yeah, super random sound crazy. But for me, it's super random because I'm like, super random for me is like I might have, I'm in proximity to a shorty, and it's like I know I can, so I do, and I know that we're not really about to be on nothing. So I cut that type stuff completely out. Don't have a roster, none of that. But as far as in just me having sex, I'm already sexually disciplined. So I'm like, I don't feel like I'm fasting because I'm naturally doing what I naturally do. Now, what I will say I have been eating in the crib, literally. Like, I'm talking about, I'm down to just eating rice. Like, because I haven't ordered groceries because, I knew we was about to be filming. But long story short, I'm saying, like, that's how much I'm eating in the crib, to the point where if it's just rice, I'm just making, I said oatmeal and toast. Like, I'm just making fucking shit just to eat. No bullshit. I'm not even joking. And it's not like I just can't get groceries, but that's how much I haven't been eating out. But, in large part, that's because of the situation that happened with my car, which we'll unpack. But ultimately, it's little things have I been saving. So I've been clearing, like I just paid off all my furniture shit. cleared them yesterday, and I ain't want to, bro. When they went to take the money, I put it on my Cash App card because I'm like, yeah, y'all can go try to snatch it from here. Like, it may or may not be there. They went to snatch it, and wasn't there. So I called them. I'm like, look, I gotta make my payment. Oh no, we already processed. I'm like, look, that thing gonna bounce back. Y'all need to take this information so y'all can actually get the money. But I ended up hurrying up and adding it to my card, and when they went to reprocess it, it went through. So that's cleared. I got the car shit. That's about to be cleared. I cleared it's one more thing. Like basically all the little shit. So although I haven't been saving as aggressively as I told myself I would, I legitimately have been taking all my money and paying. Like I already said I don't have debt. I don't have no real debt. This is like merchant fund. It's a little bullshit. A little couple thousand here, 100 here, whatever. So I will say I've been doing that. I made a goal to talk to my daughter and my mom once a week, my oldest daughter and my mom, at minimum once a week, like intentionally calling them. I got a schedule. I talk to my youngest daughter fucking every day. So, you know, and I've talked to my daughter more than once, and my oldest daughter more than once a week so far. But I'm just saying, just me saying, let me schedule it on my schedule to do once a week. And then, you know, my mom, same thing. She called me multiple times out the week, but me calling her, hey, mom, what's going on? How you feeling? What's new? So that's what I've been doing in my fast. But yeah, I'm saying this shit on Candid Camera. I'm not trying to loophole. I'm just really not struggling with none of the. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't need the club. I don't. So it's like I'm really just acting as, for me, I feel like like I'm just kind of like gathering the men and kind of just like leading them and holding them accountable. But I still won't do no randoms. Like I'm gonna stick to that.
Yeah, and to your point, I still, you know, again, anybody who knows anything knows discipline is still always good to just tap into and just sharpen. So even when you're saying you ain't struggling with it, the ultimate test is I ain't struggling with it, but I'm still gonna stick to it because one is my word, it's for the greater cause per se, whatever. And you're just sharpening your own willpower and shit like that, whatever. So that's how I look at it. And then that's why I do occasional fasts in general, because it's always good to make sure, because I feel like when I did mine was more so diet based and financial based. So I'm like, all right, if I'm eating out more, I'm also spending more. Absolutely. And I'm also just not thinking about what I'm doing as intentional as I could be, whatever. It's like, all right, cool, I got food in the house, why am I even buying food?
Absolutely.
And it's like I could just not do that, whatever. And it also becomes a trickle down effect. I'm like, yo, let's go to a restaurant. It's like, why these things, whatever.
Because once you're outside, you're like, fuck it, sit down.
Right? And then, you know, I go to happy hour, I'm drinking or whatever. So all these, not any of these things are in an egregious, blatant, excessive level, but they all add up over time. Yeah. Back to 1%, it could be 1% worse, and the compound effect of that nature or whatever. So I feel like moving forward, I think I'm always gonna stick to like after Labor Day, some type of cleanse. I feel like once the summer is over, it's a clean runway of holidays until Thanksgiving. Nothing really in between September and Thanksgiving. I mean, September and Thanksgiving. So I think it may not be 90 days every year, but I'm gonna do something at that time. It's like a refresher after the summer. Like, all right, because in the summer you probably was wild. You probably was indulgent.
And that could be the thing.
Moving around, flying, trips or whatever, spending money. Sit your ass down a little bit. And you do that, just calculate the damages. Let's see where we at.
It was a lot of calculation that had to be done.
Right. And then kind of recenter yourself a little bit. There's nothing wrong to do that.
But also two things too to add to what you said. One thing I am happy about, because I was looking for a book to read, because you got to read 10 pages a day, and I've been reading the Bible. So that's something that's was dope about. That's definitely something that was like, it definitely could. I know, of course, I read the Bible at times, but in this particular season, it just felt new, or whatever the case may be. So it was like I got 100 books on my bookshelf. Nothing is sticking out to me. I'm not like I got books that I'll read over and over again and get something new every time, and none of them is hitting. I'm just saying like, dang, what book to read? And I'm just like, you know what? Let me dive into the Bible.
All-purpose book.
You know what I mean? So I dive into the Bible. But back to your point about, so when even to add context, when I say I'm not struggling, I'm saying like, I want to add things to my fast that will actually, I can see the 1% better. So it's like, if I'm already not, it's like if I'm going to the freaking gym and I'm just lifting 10-pound dumbbells. It's like, why? It feels like, why am I here? Because I want that resistance of feeling like I'm doing something that's a challenge versus me doing something that I don't do anyway. I feel like I'm cheating. I don't even feel like I'm being disciplined. I feel like I'm just existing in that, like, even with, you know, one of our rolling conversations has been me, you know, having sex or whatever it may be, and then like I don't have a candidate, so I cut all the casual shit off, so I don't have a freaking candidate that's like, oh, I could just leave here right now and line some stuff up, because that would be me just deliberately just doing what I want to do. But I'm like, even with that being the case, I'm like, it's kind of altering how I even communicate with the women, and it's like, in a way, I'm like, damn, am I treating it like I can't have sex at all because I can't do it casually? And it's like, now, is this making me not even show interest in women that I even probably really do got interest in? I'm just kind of like giving nobody no time. And I'm kind of like, yo, you know what? I have to reframe it in my brain, because I already said from the beginning, like, I never was 100% if I was going to cut out sex. That's why I said casual sex. But I'm like, for me, it's not a struggle. It's just, I just feel like it's just making me feel like, why I'm here. What am I doing? So I want to find things to add so I can feel how you feel. Like, you know, you actually cut out fried foods and things that's like, so maybe I could fast from candy or so something I know is a challenge for me that I can feel I can be gratified behind the satisfaction of being able to say, yo, I went 90 days no candy. So maybe I'll do candy. I'm not doing soda. It's not up for debate. Not yet. I'm not ready for that. I'm sorry.
Nigga turned to
I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that.
Just leaped out. I just got that triggered out his own shit.
I might fast from candy because I didn't have candy in a while, but I did have some on the plane. So I think I'm gonna fast from candy, and I try to.
You know, chips is my shit. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I try to fast from one more thing so I can feel like I'm fasting because I'm saying it to y'all. Like I don't see myself not having sex over the course of the next 90 days, but I will say I'm not gonna do no casual sex. As that's my word. But I'm just like I'm treating this shit like I said no sex, and it's, I just gotta find my wife. Baby, where you at? Come home.
And so
come home. I'm ready to pay your bills, baby. Come home.
Hey,
I am.
Advertise here.
Ready. Put in your application. I'm giving out a good deal. Like we got
it's not 360.
No, absolutely not. Because my deals, they not even term based. Like you can leave. You know what I'm saying? It's literally like a subscription.
50-year option type shit.
Yeah. Like we could. Yeah, like you can go touch your value in free agency. You won't get another contract, but you ain't coming back to a supermax. But I'm gonna give you a good deal. It's a good deal.
You franchise?
Yeah, I'm franchise tag for sure. I hit you the franchise tag. No, I'm giving out vet minimums.
You trying to get a ring or not? We got proof of concept over here. The rings have been given out.
I'm not mad at that. You know what? I'm not mad at that.
Okay, well,
all right, let's talk. Go ahead.
I was gonna say one thing before we move on about the book. So the latest book I finished was Contagious.
I started it. I couldn't finish it. I read it though.
Yep, I gave it 3.5 stars.
What?
5.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it, and just a little context for me. I was really glad I ended up getting to it and finished because to rewind back to our original fast on the show, or whatever. Part of the challenge you gave me was to start reading, and I landed in audiobook land.
Don't matter.
Exactly. Thanks. Appreciate that. So audiobook aficionado now. Actually 12 months now. We started last September. Seriously? I just realized that. So
maybe September might always just be the fast month.
I'm telling you, it's a good time. So now I think about it, I actually wanted to do a note of how many books I did in that time. So since last September, 25 books. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm proud of myself.
I'm proud of you, bro. No, I'm really proud of you.
I appreciate that.
Make this nigga better, man. I'm proud of you.
25. Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome, son.
So 25 books in a year, and that's super fitting. Because, even though I was never into reading, because, fun fact, graduated school, finished all high school, graduated college, never finished a book in my life, whatever. I always find ways to get around it and always got a good grade.
Nigga pay somebody to do some work.
No. Niggas pay me. Fun fact. But
I forgot Mike Ross.
So, but through all my, years of consuming media and listening to people, whatever, I always just took note of certain books. Of course, The Four Agreements, always heard about that. The Alchemist, always heard about certain books. But it seemed like, if I ever get to this, I gotta get to that one. Certain checkpoints. And Nipsey, one of my favorite people, whatever, he's mentioned
Contagious.
Yeah, Contagious. He said that's what led him to do the $100 mixtape.
Yeah, because $100 cheesesteak.
Exactly. So I'm like, I was happy I finally got to it. And the fact that I just finished it at this month, very fitting.
Dope.
R.I.P. to Nip, and it was a good book though.
And the thing about Contagious, I didn't finish it, but I made it to the first couple chapters. But because I'm a marketing guy, I understood it. But I still would want to finish it. I don't know why. It's written by Jonah Berger, right? I don't know why I haven't literally just locked in on it. Maybe because and I can't remember verbatim, right? So I don't know if it felt textbooky to me. But that's good. That's a good way to learn and retain information. But I don't know why I didn't
He's a professor, so that probably makes sense.
Yeah, that's probably why. I'm like, it felt textbooky. But if I listen to the audio, I can listen to I ain't gonna call it a lecture, but I can listen to a lecture and be receptive. So that's probably what I had to do. Sure. That's how it was for me with dang. It wasn't The Way of the Superior Man. It might have been. It was a book that I wasn't able to get through, but the audio book got me. The Ego is the Enemy.
That's
by Ryan Holiday.
Yeah. Okay.
Bro, I ended up reading it after getting through it. But I used to try to read that book all the time. I just couldn't get past chapter 2 or 3. And then I listened to the audio book on a plane. And I'm like, oh, this is on fire. So I'm like, I gotta sit down. And I got a little thing that I do. I do a chapter a day. So either 10 pages or a chapter a day. So if you're a man and you trying to get in a reading, or a woman trying to get in a reading, do a chapter a day. If it's 12 chapters, 12 days. You feel me? You can knock out a book in 12 days. Or if you don't have the capacity to hone in, because I'm like a reader that if I miss a word, I'll go read the whole page again.
Yeah.
That's me. I don't know if you like that.
I veer off and then I get frustrated.
Like,
I gotta read the whole
I just read 3 pages. I don't know.
Exactly.
Gotta go way back. So that's me. So sometimes I'll be like, I'm gonna do 10 pages because 10 pages allow for me to go back, digest with it. Because sometimes the chapter might be 30 pages. So if you're not there yet, start with 10 pages a day. If the book 250, 25 days, you can read a book a month. That's 12 new books a year. How much better could you become after reading 12 new books in a year? And if none of that works, just go to Q route. Listen to the motherfucker.
Yeah, and you said something else about the book, and to your point, even the fact that I'm not a marketing guy or a salesman type person. When I was
I'm not a salesman.
I said or.
I don't know, but I don't think the or was like it's still conjunct.
I said marketing or.
It's still a conjunction.
Marketing or salesman type guy, or whatever. When I was going through the book, I was like, definitely dope information, clearly applicable information. This it ain't me. It's not my bag. Like, we'll put the bag over there. But like, no, it's valuable shit in this bag over here. But it's not for me per se or whatever.
I don't like this version. I don't like this Q know who he is version. Like, I like you when you're just doing shit. Like, I don't know. This nigga quit on one of my businesses yesterday, man. I was a little upset about that.
Want to unpack?
Yes, I do. I felt abandoned.
Oh, so that
nigga, I felt like you abandoned me.
I abandoned you?
No, I ain't say you did. I said I felt. My feelings are not always fact.
That's fair.
I said this is how I felt. I felt abandoned.
That's fair.
But I also did respect it. I'm like, you know what? This is a moment for me to be able to identify. Because you know how you like, we go to college together. You're like, yo, you know what? This college shit not for me. I'm dropping out. But you was my roommate the whole time. Yeah. Like, damn, do I drop out with this nigga? Or do I gotta keep going to get this degree?
And you know what it is?
So, you know what I'm
No,
saying?
that's a dope parallel and analogy to compare. I definitely get that. How I looked at it is because I respect you and got love for you, I'm not gonna shortchange you and nothing to do together.
No, that's why I said when I think about it, I'm like, it's with good intent, so I respect it.
Yeah.
Because you could have just been like giving bullshit effort. You like, like I'm not interested in this particular field, and I can respect it. And I also in my heart felt like in the event that I need something, I can still, I feel like just because you don't come to the me, it don't mean you don't work for the company.
That door kind of closed.
It's closed?
That door kind of, I'm joking.
I'm still gonna try. Like, fuck.
But even like I told you when we started this, I'm just not a bullshit person. I know that's oftentimes a lot of people, again, no smut to nobody, but a lot of times people struggle with doing things and continuing and pushing through obstacles and roadblocks, whatever. My brain, I really like that. Like once I start something, I'm gonna do it until it's like, oh, I'm just not doing this no more because of for whatever reason. Versus like half-assing it and disrespecting other people's time and effort. Like,
I'm the same though.
And some people don't realize they're doing. They just realize until you pull in their car. You're like, what you mean? I wasn't even nigga. You
Cause that's a people pleasing thing. They just want to. They don't want to let you down, right? So many people will show up against their own will, right? But they'll say it's like. You got to find ways to cope with your decision. And that's when I know that I want to do something. Like if I got to add a benefit to it to make me feel it's justified. I'm not talking about responsibility, right? Because that's what it is. I'm talking about literally like you like, yo, you want to go to a happy hour? And I'm like, well, I mean, if I do go, it is an opportunity for me to get out the crib and get some fresh air. I've been saying I wanted to wear these sneaks for a while. It's not like, it's just like I'm creating benefits to try to justify something I really don't want to do. So I'm kind of like heavy on it. It's either fuck yeah or fuck no. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then one of my homies said that to me, you know what I'm saying? Since somebody said it to him. And, I'm like, yeah, I like that. It's like either I'm all the way in, I told you a while back, my dad said you can't be halfway pregnant. Like, tell before a woman. Like, she either pregnant or she not. And you're like, that's how you got to make your decisions. Like, you either own it or you ain't. And I'm like, so it's all in the same consensus and the same, same category of just being like either you in or you ain't. So I feel like people would try to justify being halfway in. And then when you call them out on it, feel seen, but at the same time feel like you should give them grace because they doing it for you. But it's like, I would rather you tell me no than give me some half-ass shit. Like, even when it come down to cooking, if you're not gonna cook my food with love, say you don't feel like cooking. If you're not gonna fuck with love, say you don't feel like fucking. Like, if you gonna be just laying there like a fucking I'm doing all the fucking work and you just no effort, no energy, no chemistry.
And I told you,
keep the pussy.
And I told you, the great example is head. Lazy head. Just don't do it. Just,
now I still gotta clean myself up after this. And you gonna be lazy about it? Yeah, no, don't do it. You gonna fucking turn your head to the side and put your hand right there.
Don't put the hand on. Put the hand on the head.
And just like, no, don't fucking do it. You laying on my side. Like, you wasting my fucking time. Get up. Now I'm mad. Get up. Pass me the jerkins. Get up.
But yeah, also I want to say, but I will say to your point, I think you be kind of, everything you said, fuck yeah, fuck no, whatever. Absolutely great in a vacuum. It makes sense. I understand how it works and it's beneficial, but I also think you be sometimes supertism with it, where it's like 100% fuck yeah. But I understand why it makes sense, because like, yo, I'm not gonna half-ass you myself, and that's how I'm trying my best. Yeah. So then I think when it's applied in real situations, though, it'd be like, yo, I can't do it if I don't got this, if this ain't in place, if this ain't there, because it's fuck here, fuck those. Okay, I feel you, but there's no room if it's some middle ground, we can still get like the
no middle ground. Fuck yeah, fuck no, no middle ground.
It's like, yo, I can't do it. It's got to be this. The light got to be here. The sun got to be at 7 o'clock on the dot with the food.
I'm a visionary, and it got to be to the things that we could control. It got to be spot on. I feel like, to your point though, that's why I'm give a lot of grace. But I think that, and this is something I want to say too, I feel like a lot of times people, they think grace is like, that's why people don't want to give it, because they think grace means I'm gonna let you do it again. They think forgiveness means accessibility still. And for me, it's like, I give a lot of grace because I'm already knowing, it's like, I look at me like a prestigious university, especially when dating. It's like, it take a lot to get in, and it take a lot even more to stay in. Like, you gotta have a high GPA to get in, and then you have to maintain that GPA to stay in. So you don't get academic probation over here. It's just what it is. You knew what the standard was when you came around, and I'm not gonna sit here and condemn you for it. You just don't have access to the university. Like, you get kicked out of Harvard, you don't get to not go to school. You left Harvard, so you can still go to any other university that's not Harvard or Yale or of that prestige, right? But you can still take what you learned from there and be a fucking straight A student at a HBCU or another university.
Kill shit at Lincoln.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Mr. Lincoln, from fucking valedictorian, Miss Lincoln. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I mean? You can turn around and be with the top of your class, but you know, when you come around this motherfucker, it just don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's why for me it's not a challenge to give grace, because I'm understanding that I can work with people that's trying to be better, grace for growth. But if you just somebody that just flat out taking this opportunity for granted, and this goes for friends and romantic partners and family, is like not understanding the access to the people you have access to and their value, and you mistreating them and not valuing them to the way it is, then yeah, you deserve to get expelled. And that don't mean, the expulsion don't mean, you know, we ain't cool. It just means that you don't have that level of access no more.
My man, a long time ago, he was dating a girl at the time. He was kind of giving like a similar analogy to that, where, you know, she was basically saying like, oh, you just expect a lot, or you do a lot, this and that, whatever, and like you just the greatest man ever, da da da. And he was like, well, tell me how I'm not type shit though.
That's crazy.
Like, essentially, you know, I'm paraphrasing, whatever. But what he ended up saying was like, whether to her or to me, whatever, just tell me the story. He like, yo, like, I'm like, all right, let's say you LeBron James. Let's just say you the greatest nigga on earth, whatever. Everything that come with you, she should be willing to take it, because everything come with it, whatever. But is it possible that like she may be like, you know what, I'll take Kevin Durant. Like, I'll take Kevin Durant, where it's like, it ain't LeBron James, but it's Kevin Durant though. And it's like, that is that like a, what he's trying to say is like, I think she's not realizing that this is LeBron's situation and they should just beat it. But I'm like, also, can everybody just not want LeBron though? Can everybody just not take what come with that? Like, no, I'll take a Steph or a KD situation, because that may be just a better fit for me. And he was kind of pushing back. Like, no, I think she just, or a person in that situation will just be tricking stuff out of their spot with her. Because no, you want LeBron James.
I think everybody will want the top, but everybody's not fit to sustain top quality. So everybody wants a fucking Cullinan, a fucking Lamborghini, but everybody can't maintenance this Cullinan.
Everybody wants a McCullough?
No, so I'm saying a good car.
Okay.
So I'm using specifics because you
level.
Yeah, because you're using basketball and I'm taking the car.
Gotcha.
So I'm saying everybody wants the best of whatever, the best that's available, but everybody not able to sustain the best. So that's when the settle comes in. It's like, damn, if I could have a mansion, I would have a mansion. But you know, I'm cool with a 4-bedroom. Now, again, it's subjective to the person's interest. Whatever your interest is, you want the best of that. You don't want the fucking, if your interest is cologne, you want the best fragrance. You don't want some mid shit, but you like, I can't afford the best shit, so I want the best mid shit. So I think that when it comes to dealing with women, when you dealing with a high level man, right? And when I say high level, we're not even just talking about financially. We're not talking about, you know, anything external. We're talking about just the standard in which we carry ourselves. It comes with unstated restrictions. When I mean by unstated restrictions, I'm saying like I don't have to tell you not to do certain things. You gonna know that you just can't do certain things with me. And if you're not ready to be that version of yourself, like I look at like if you want an immature man with money, you're not gonna appreciate a man that's responsible, because your wants don't fit what I naturally am. Follow what I'm saying? So she would much rather say, you know what? I'd rather deal with him that's gonna do this and let me do this or whatever case may be, because I'm getting the things that I ultimately want, even though this is what I want and need. This part of me don't want to do what I got to do in self to deserve this type of man. Because it's like, it's so funny. I always say, chill, one of the most fucking famous schools, I shouldn't be cursing with what I'm about to say. One of the most famous things that women reference about the Bible is, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. But they often neglect the fact that they say, he who finds a wife. So it's like, I say it all the time. In order to be married, you got to carry yourself. If you want to be in a relationship, you got to carry yourself like you're in a relationship. You want to be married, you don't wait to get the title to become the position. You play the position, and that's how you get the title. So if let's say he who finds a wife, that means I would have already found you as that, not you become that on my watch. Now, I'm not saying we can't grow and develop, but I'm just saying it's not something that I have to create. I'm not going to make you that. I'm finding you, and then you are already maneuvering in that manner, so you're deserving of that title. You don't fucking find somebody and then be like, all right, here's a, and I'm going to make her a. It just don't go like that.
Yeah, and to that point, to pivot a little bit, you know, one of the books I didn't finish actually, but I might go back to it. The Celestine Prophecy, something like that. But it was an interesting book. And one of the things that kept, echoing in there was like, there is no coincidences. Yeah. So recently I've been identifying these things that keep happening. So recently I was talking to my mans, and bring it back to the pod. When we had one of our past episodes, we was talking about, the whole pastor dynamic in households and how, that can, having a relationship ran by the pastor like that. And that was a whole great tangent we had that I wasn't familiar with.
I said realization.
Yeah, realization of like dating dynamics that's affected by that. So I'm like, is interesting. Then my man's from a situation that he was going through in real life that was the same exact thing, whatever. And he's telling me he went through a whole thing now where he's reading the Bible and learning shit about this and that, whatever. Then Ricky invited me to this event that he had that's about, the faithness and that, whatever. Cool thing.
So you about to get baptized, basically.
I already did. I'm joking. But no, and then you told me you was reading the Bible and everything you're coming from with there. So I wanted to recenter everything, and then let's talk about the beginning. And then just certain thoughts that, what we can get from that. If everybody just kind of take a step back and see like, all right, where can we get some insight? Take us to church, sir. What do we got?
Just take us to church?
Take us to church.
So one thing I will say, right? One of the big trends
because there are also no coincidences.
One of the big things that's going on right now, and they talk about lack of accountability in men and women. I wrote the book on accountability, right? The art of accountability. Then they also talk about deflection, right? They always talk about people deflecting. I'm like, yo, we look at these things that exist in our parallel and in our reality of topics and, relevancy now as if they are new. The lack of accountability goes all the way back to the beginning. the first book, Genesis. It's like, even when we think about deflection, right? You think about it, right? Like, when God approached Adam and said, why you hiding? He said, I'm naked. He said, how you know you're naked? Did you eat from the tree that I told you not to eat from? He said, Eve gave it to me. Eve, did you give Adam the fruit? The serpent tricked me. They was giving God to run around. So people have been finding ways to deflect since the beginning of time. These deflections are not new. So this is why boundaries and accountability are necessary, because what God said, all right, I'm just going to hold y'all accountable, and I'm going to enforce it by, you going to always have to work hard. You're going to have painful pregnancies, and, this is just what it is, or whatever the case may be. So we think about these things, and we look at people and their deflections, and then people get mad. They take it personal. You're not taking accountability. But it's like, it goes back to understanding how accountability works. Accountability is for self, right? If had Adam flat out just told God, because we don't know what would have happened if he would have just said, I messed up. We don't know. Pregnancy might not be painful. Men might not have to work so hard, you know what I mean, to barely make it and what is it, make harvest, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that he didn't do that, that was like, and then her doubling down like, oh no, I got tricked. So it's like, we don't really know what it could have been if he would actually take the accountability, but it is for self to take, and that's why it's the most gratifying, and that's why you get the grace when you are able to take accountability. But when you don't take accountability, if somebody's doing something, then it's for you to kind of just enforce it by saying, okay, these are my boundaries. God said, all right, you know what? I can't make you admit to what you did, but I can say, and that's just what it's going to be until the end of time. So when you think about dealing with people in real life and circumstances, like, you can't force somebody to take accountability. It's like I tell people, accountability is a tool, not a weapon. A hammer doesn't change. The functions of the hammer is depending on who's using it. So you can use a hammer to build or you can use a hammer to destroy, and that comes down to your intentions. If you are trying to hold somebody accountable, that's like you literally taking a hammer and running around with it trying to hit somebody with it. What you think they're going to do? They're going to run from it. This is why people running from accountability. But if you take a hammer as a tool, you say, you know, I'm going to use this to build something up, you can create beautiful things. So when people understand accountability to be a tool and not a weapon and don't try to weaponize, they realize, okay, this is for me to use, not for me to try to hit somebody else with. And in the event that it comes down to me having to hold somebody accountable, I can use this same hammer to build up these boundaries that's not going to allow you to cross them again. So, you know, that's like one of the things that was interesting to me that stuck out.
Until your point about the accountability, to pivot real quick. So another update I had of like a full circle moment. If you've been following the show for a while, one of our segments we had that was, a reoccurring segment was me and my dad relationship.
Yeah.
And like that saga. So I was letting you know that we finally broke the ice on, for the most part, on the situation we was having, a disconnect of communication we've had that stretched over years now.
Yeah.
Like for like 4 to 5 years since my daughter was born. And context, it kind of stemmed from just like how he was. Well, one, it stemmed from even before my daughter was born, of like how our relationship was, and it could have been better as I got older. And then it kind of like crystallized more when my daughter was born of how he was as a granddad, which he just wasn't doing it to the best of what I thought he could have been doing, whatever type shit as a relationship.
Yeah, I have no comments.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah. So what happened was, the funny part is we was having a conversation. Usually, it's kind of like a blasé conversation, this and that, whatever. And then I was telling him a story about something else. And then I said, oh yeah, like cause the honeymoon, blah 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 blah. And I realized I never told my dad I got married. So when this
nigga talking about his dad being a grandpa, this nigga ain't being a good son.
As a reflection, but cool, whatever. So again, and it wasn't like a thing of like, haha, nigga, that's what
deflecting right there in real time.
Deflecting in real time.
You said as a reaction. No, you said as a reaction, like you said.
Yeah, that's how a relationship has unfolded. Yeah, but we got back. Yeah. So but it wasn't like a nigga. By the way, I got married. Like I literally just said it in passing, whatever.
Like as if he should know.
Kinda, yeah, like, but cause it's been months now, so it wasn't really in my mind type shit.
You did post it on the gram though, so it's like,
sure.
But so you don't watch my content. You don't keep up with me at all, Dad. Not even at a distance.
He couldn't, for $1 million, he couldn't tell you none of the podcasts I've been on, none of the albums I made. Like, don't make it go backwards.
You got a podcast?
Dead ass. Like, he like, no, we all talking today. Like, what y'all be talking about?
Yo, like, that's a stranger asked me at the hotel.
Like my father. But no, so I said in panic, he was genuinely taken aback, which caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Cause he can be even killed like me, whatever type shit, whatever. So anyway, fast forward, he kind of took offense to that in a sense, not like in a crazy way, whatever. I can tell he took offense to it. So he kind of started going on. But no, I'm not saying I'm mad. I'm saying I kind of appreciate to know about stuff like that. He was just talking, and the whole time he was talking, I was thinking about something that we had a conversation about this months ago, whatever. And he was like, "Q, that was your moment to have a conversation. That was your time, and you kind of missed it from that situation, a past conversation." And I was like, is this the moment? Is this the time? Cause I was like, I wasn't prepared to have a conversation.
The shot, you didn't think the shot was coming your way.
Yeah, at all.
It came to you like wide open.
So as soon as he was done talking about a little tangent, I'm like, well, Dad, if you want to say that, and I kind of, flipped to him and say, nigga, actually, nigga, I'm not fucking rolling at all. Like, this is the reason why maybe I didn't tell you something like that, and XYZ, this shit happened over the last few years. So it was a respectful conversation. And even in me talking and rehashing certain things, I realized even more how much love and respect I have for my dad. Yeah. And like I've told you in different conversations where like, no matter how I felt, my dad was too good of a dad to ever really have true animosity to him. Yeah. It was going to just be like, we just don't talk no more. Where it's just like, fuck that nigga. I could just never say whatever. Cause he just, regardless, like that's like saying Brian in year 25 ain't great no more. Like, who gives a fuck? Like he been great for 20 years type shit. So
Tom Brady last playoff game.
Yeah, like who gives a fuck? Yeah. So but we had to talk and back to accountability after all of that. Multiple conversations. We had the unprovoked talk, and then I spun the block later at days. Actually, I got more shit to say.
I filled in my notes.
Yeah, so
I have a little bit of stone.
Started about it more, ran it back, and I appreciate it because in real time he was like, one time he tried to counter and say, "Well, Q, actually," and I was like, "Nah, nigga, XYZ." And every time for the most, he was like, "No, you're right."
I'm gonna keep it real though, man. Y'all kids is entitled like a mother.
Okay, hold on. Let me kind of finish landing though.
All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
now I'm really about to get my daughter, but he's just catching the strike.
Right. So I was like, he like, you right? I could be better. I should be better. This is my grandchild too. This and that. That was most of his energy about, which I appreciate and respected. And then after I thought about it after the conversation, I was thinking, like, you know what though, I could be better.
There we go. That was what I was waiting for. There go the handshake moment. I was waiting for that.
I was like, I can be better, and I realized that know your personnel. Where I was like, you know what, I'm having these thoughts and feelings about my dad that may have valid stemming points or whatever, you know, source, whatever. But I'm also, just because he's not like my mom, let's say, whatever, that doesn't mean he has bad intentions or not
giving 100%.
Or not giving 100%, whatever. And I realized, like, if I'm thinking, like, yo, our conversation is kind of whatever, you don't fucking talk about shit, and we ain't this and that, and da, da, da. It's like, but I'm a conversationalist.
Yeah.
So, like, why am I blaming him for not fucking know how to converse in the greatest of manners or whatever? Like, me and my mom, we could talk for hours about anything because I get my skill set from her. You know, that's her, that's not him. And
one probably was a good listener, which is probably why they worked out.
Sure. Yeah, fair. But whenever I bring my dad a conversation, he's always engaged. He ain't like, who gives a fuck what you talking about? He's not, you know, like, so, and today was like an example of that because I told you, I had certain visions, like, once I was older as a man, we could talk about some man shit, and this and that.
I lost my virginity, Dad. And I'm married.
No, I got money now, niggas. Let's talk about some money shit on some man like shit like that, or whatever. Like, nigga, yeah, respect me talking to.
But two things would be true.
But you know, it dawned where it's like, yo, like, that's why it was search out one. So I'm like, yo, Dad, me and my man was had this cologne shit going on, whatever, this and that, and that opened up an hour-long conversation about like, oh shit, you got that too. I got this, and that was
maybe you basically piqued his interest, basically.
Well, yeah, that's how it always has been. But I feel like in that gap of time, I was kind of just being frustrated that I was a nigga. You can shoot the ball now. Like, what the fuck is going on? You don't got nothing to say about
initiating it.
Yeah, I guess in my subconscious, whatever. And I realized even with my my daughter, his grandchild, I'm like, you know what? If I kind of want to be more invested, I could kind of assist in that way.
Yeah,
to give him like
time you're carrying that.
Yeah, to the pathway to do it. If that's just not his natural inclination, his natural skill set. Again, that will absolve him from things he could have done better differently. But I realized this is a two-way street. If I'm giving him love and grace and respect, I can also do more.
I respect that. No, that's thorough.
Yeah, so that was all that though.
And I think that sometimes from an adult perspective, when it comes to calling kids that's not yours directly, whether it be nieces, I don't have no grandkids, thank God. But you know, as a moment, of course, right? So I'm grateful for that. But it's like, you know, you could just be thinking like kids don't always be receptive. They don't always want to talk.
Absolutely.
So I think that, you know, having them kind of like initiate it, like, oh, you want to see me? Now, that don't mean they gotta initiate it every single time. But I'm just saying you start a pattern. Now you're like, all right, I could call my granddaughter, or I can call my daughter, I can call my son, whatever. Because sometimes like I can call my kids, and they more receptive to the convo when they call me. When I call them, it's not like what you want, Dad, but it's just like they might be one of my youngest might be playing Roblox or something. Yeah, it's like they got shit going on.
Kids are assholes for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm go. My dad, when I told him today, he literally again I could tell he was trying to be more attentive. So he's like, "Oh, what Queen doing? Oh, she over there. Oh, gotta talk to her real quick, whatever." And literally, Queen don't give a fuck. Yeah. You know,
don't give a fuck. Who's this man? Pop.
Yeah, but also I feel we'll build from there. And it was like, all right, yo, how about I come down there for the weekend? Shit like exactly, and that's how you build that rapport. Absolutely. Because plenty of other people she love talking to fucking about nothing for 30 minutes. Like even fucking nigga. Like you know?
Is that Wolf?
Exactly. So
that Mr. Wolf?
That's all just rapport and shit like that. But yeah. Kids, let's go.
No, so I was just gonna say kids in general, you know what I'm saying? But it does stem from being a father. And I'm like, I feel it's so the nuttiest part about it is, man, no matter how great our efforts are, perception will always rule an individual's experiences. And being a dad, you know, and co-parenting, especially when you co-parenting when the waters might have got muddy, essentially, right? So it's like if you already got somebody planting seeds of, you know, separation into your child's mind. Oh, your dad don't love you. Your dad don't care about you. As men, we got to combat that. And that's a fight within itself. But then when they get older, you got to understand the residue that's left from that. So now they subtly looking for ways for you to fall short to kind of, because mom have to be right.
She was right.
Mom have to be right because it's mom, right? Who don't take their mom word as law until you get older and start deciphering and being able to say, my mom be talking some BS, but it don't happen until you realize it about yourself, that it might not be accurate. So not many people go back and assess the things that were said about their father to be able to weed out what was seeds of separation versus what was actually just like things that you could pick up on. You know what I mean? So for me, I say that to say just like, no matter how many sacrifices we make as men, no matter how much we devote our time and our energy and our efforts to trying to be as present and as good as fathers as we can, they not going to always understand the sacrifices that we make And, you know, moms get an unlimited amount of grace. Mom can have a child in projects eating fucking fruit snacks and hot dogs till they 17. And it's like, I'm going to do whatever to get my mom. Dad could have made a good living and a good life, but it's never enough. And what I think people fail to realize, and our kids fail to realize is, you know, although we carry the load and we make it look easy, we still have feelings. We still human. So, you know, it'd be a smack in the face when you know how hard you're going for your children and, you know, they think for the slightest second that it's not that. And, you know, of course, I know it's challenging to discern when you got one parent saying, oh, this, that, and the third. But, you know, I'm just saying, like, from a man perspective, it's like, you know, you could be, we make a joke about this, you could be a day away from being a deadbeat. Because it's like we don't justify being a deadbeat. Take care of your kids. We don't make no excuses for it. But the human side of understanding how somebody can be driven to that, right? Like me, somebody being on child support since my daughter was 6 months, having to combat all of the negativity of the things that was said. And it's like, you just coming from a person that don't even know me. Like, it's like you don't even know. But the kid goes off, my parents, I know both of y'all got to know each other. No, you have a different relationship. So for the man who isn't as mentally strong or don't have a community I had of accountability, my step pop saying, you ain't going to lead us, you're not going to run away from this responsibility. I could see how a man could end up there. Been in a court system. I've been in over 100 court dates. No exaggeration. Fighting too. Might be not fighting as hard because I wasn't as educated. I feel like resources wasn't as present as they are today as they was 16 years ago when there wasn't no fucking internet communities and this forum and that forum. It was just, you know, you had to know what you know. But, you know, ultimately I see how men could be like, you know, I can't do it no more. Now, do that mean you do that? No. You must be men. You muster up the fucking courage. You do what you got to do. You put yourself in that predicament by laying down with this woman. This is why I encourage foresight. But I'm not going to negate the fact that I can see how you can end up there, but we're not justifying you being there. Do what you got to do to get involved because that's what I'm doing. But, you know, you was a day away from being a deadbeat the other day, so let's talk about it.
Yeah, I guess before I do that, former episode, accept the challenge.
Yeah, accepting the challenge. Episode 19.
Absolutely. You with the numbers, boy. You got that.
Accepting the challenge. Yeah. I remember that, John. I remember, like, you know, that's like one, and it's like we pivot back to these discussions because, again, the male struggle is the same. I don't believe in soft life for men. I don't believe in men not having safe communities. We men, we take the space and we make it safe. I'm a man. I could do that. But when I think about, you know, just the psychological aspect of what a man could be dealing with in these time frames, I do always want to acknowledge it and make sure they understand, like, nah, bro, we're not just telling you to do something, nigga. We go through it too. We did it. Like, I'm still on child support. I'm not ashamed to say that. I talk to my daughter fucking frequently. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I would say every day, but she's 16 now. That's not realistic. But I talk to her frequently. I'm there. I've never missed nothing. Not one thing. It's not a birthday I missed. It's not a fucking graduation I missed. And I don't just show up on holidays. There's not nothing that needed me that I didn't show up for. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we go through these things, but at the same time, while I was showing up, I still had somebody anchor in my relationship. I still had somebody sowing seeds of separation. I still deal with it. But at the same time, and it's nutty when your kids in the teenage years and they regurgitate some shit or even just had those thoughts and it's just like, that shit not even, you know, I'm not saying my daughter, I'm just saying somebody could be going through that. You know what I'm saying? Whereas though they trying their best to be a good dad, be a good parent, show up, and it's like, you know, it's not landing on nothing. But, you know, ultimately we go through this shit and we deal with it. And that's why we tell y'all to deal with it because it could be done. Nigga, accept the challenge.
Right. And to point about me being a deadbeat, yeah, like I feel it all just comes down to like the humanity of manhood.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, as we said, women get a lot of grace.
Unlimited grace.
Motherhood gets grace. You know, she went her hormones and emotion. It was a lot on her body, and she lost weight. And this, and it's like it don't matter what the fuck the man went. Again, not to compare per se, because yes, the man didn't give birth, but he's still a human being going through shit in his own right. Whatever. Everybody's a human going through their own experience, but oftentimes men don't really have the same type of understanding of like. He's going through shit, whatever. Yeah. So it's like whether it's a brotherhood, manhood, whatever it is, it's just simply humanity. So, but my daughter, like, so she started her new school.
I want to comment on that too. You want to tell the whole story before I comment? This is what I landed on, right? Head in the household when I was in my relationship, being a father for 16 plus years, being in multiple relationships, growing up around multiple women. Bro, you just got to not give a fuck what they think. And what I mean by that is I feel like a lot of males' behaviors is rooted in the approval and validation of a woman understanding a male's experience. But when you accept the fact that they would never understand a male experience, you won't give a fuck. I could care less about what a woman say about me being a man because a woman has never been a man and I already know what type of man I am. So she can't tell me if it's hard or if it's easy or how it should be because she don't have no experience in that regard. So even especially like from a co-parenting standpoint, once I stopped giving a fuck what my baby moms thought about my level of parenting, and I just said it, my intentions to be better. Let me be more intentional. Let me make sure I'm doing this. Let me focus on what my kids think. Even though I can't control what they think, and I'm not going to try to, at least they'll have evidence to support who I say I am, right? It's like, well, do I do this? Do I do that? This don't mean be a shitty human being while showing up and just being a material father. It's like, no, I'm actually showing up as the man that I say I am, and how it's being received is beyond me, but how it's being perceived, I don't give a fuck. Right. So it's like
changing your focus.
I can care less. So it's like when you don't care what a woman think, it don't mean don't just do whatever, fuck you, I'm gonna do whatever the heck I want to do. It means that my actions and behavior just not being ruled by the opinion of you. So when the moment you stop seeking approval, if you're going to be a leader, you got to understand that being a leader means you have to go out in front. It means that everybody has to follow behind you, which means they can't see what you see because you're out in front, which means it's going to come with a lot of resistance. If you can accept that gap and just lead them to where you're going and just prove yourself to be right, they'll end up seeing you as right as well. And I think that that's one of the things that I know that's one of the things that will make your male experience easier, because when I had a house full of all women, I had my girl, she had a daughter, I had 2 daughters, and the fucking cat. And I'm dealing with whatever I say is, if we do a majority vote, is like I'm the only man in the house. Come on, make it make sense. But once I stop caring, I'm like, no, these are the rules, these are the guidelines, these is how we operate, and this is how we function. And it don't really matter what y'all think. I'll adhere to how you feel when it makes sense for me to be considerate in that regard. But outside of that, it's like I know that what my intentions is for this family, and I got to be okay with being disagreed with for the bigger picture, because in the end, y'all gonna say I was right anyway. But if I care what y'all think, then there's so many good ideas or so many policies I want to put in place for us to operate within that's not making it. They keep getting vetoed because every time I bring it to my partner, it's like, no, I don't see it that way. I don't see it. You know what? I can't care how you see it. I can't care. Look, this is what it is. This is what we're doing, and I can live with however this go.
Right, because say whether you're right or wrong, you still can hold it.
Absolutely.
But if you listen to them and they were wrong, then you still got to fix it, and that's
it's gonna fall on you, and then they're not even gonna trust your leadership because they're gonna say, well, why would you trust me? Like
who would trust me?
Why would you think about it? Like, yeah, I asked my daughter which way I should go. She told me to go that way, and we ended up, why would you ask your daughter? You get what I'm saying? Like, that's just, you can say that about your wife. You know, ask my wife why would you ask your wife? Like, and like, it don't mean don't consult with your partner. You know, we're not saying don't give them a voice. It's just saying when it come down to it, usually your voice has to have final say, and be okay with not being agreed with. Be okay with being the oddball. Being okay with being isolated when it comes to how you approach things. Just make sure you approach them in the right way. Become the man that can make sound decisions without needing validation. And that's what true masculinity is. Like, I am not looking for approval from the feminine. I want love. I want nurturing. I want respect. But approval, I only seek that from God. And the moment God puts something on my heart to let me know that is a go, is a go. There's nothing that's going to stop me from feeling like it's a go, because I can live with it knowing that I had an intuitive nudge to go in that direction. But again, if you think at surface level as a man, and yeah, it's like y'all look at equality. We talk about this all the time. Y'all keep thinking this means equal. Like, me and Q have an equal split in a lot of the things that we are involved in collectively, but it looks different. Like, if he has full jurisdiction over who's this and who's that, and I got full jurisdiction over this and that, that's still equality. I don't have equal say-so in the manners in which he has, and he don't have the say-so in the manner in which I have, but equally we both have say-so over things. And I think that if you understand that from a romantic standpoint and say, okay, me and my partner having an equal say don't mean it's going to be the same shit. It just means that we know that if it's 50% split, that's what it is. 50% don't mean it gets to go 100% each side. Like, no, it's a split. It's like, all right, cool. This is the areas in which I'm taking full dominion, and those are the areas that you can have it, and I won't question it. But if you start questioning me in my areas, then I got to just be okay with the fact that you ain't going to see it till I make you see it.
Yeah. And like I told you, when we was about to do our move recently, you know, I went through that where I was just like,
oh yeah, you was on something. You talk about me being fuck yeah, fuck no. Don't forget the Queen story. But this nigga in real time, I'm like, yo, this nigga not even considering. You got 2 back to back.
What was also
neutering?
All right, nigga.
That's you.
My body, my choice.
And his body, his choice. He neutering himself, and then
I did tell her.
You told her? All right, we got unpack. But and then he was so determined to move to this particular place and missed every bit of it. Like he didn't give a fuck. Like this motherfucker, I've never seen anything like it. I know how I am, but I've never seen nothing like. And I'm like, damn, like I felt for your wife. I'm sorry. I'm like,
she's a victim.
I'm like, damn, I can't imagine being married to a motherfucker like that. Cause this nigga, I'm about to go drop the deposit down. I'm about to go do this. She'll see it, and she don't get it right now. But I'm always right, so she'll see the vision. But as a man, I understood.
All right, they bring it back.
For sure, I understood. But it was just like I was empathizing. I'm like, damn, I'm feeling like you. Fuck, it's that cologne.
Queen of Silk. But speaking of Queen, real quick, so the story was, when I, as the humanity of fatherhood, my feelings got hurt. My daughter had her first.
In episode 1, this nigga didn't even have feelings.
Was Queen born?
Yeah.
Like, no.
Nigga, she was 3 a couple months ago.
So her first week of school, and she had her first day, which was a half day. Fuck these school, you fucking bum ass half day and shit like that, whatever. So I couldn't pick her up. I dropped her off. My mom ended up picking her up. That was the first day, and some stuff had happened. So I was looking forward to see how her experience was on the full first day, which is the second day technically. So I drop off for the day 2. Pick her up the whole time. Like, I'm excited. Like, she want to go to Poppy Store, get some chips. We get some chips today. It's whatever. I'm on my fast. I ain't but indulge. Buy get some chips for you. You want no tiny? I feel like going to Tiny Chicken. We ain't going to Tiny, but we can do some shit though. Get cookies from somewhere, whatever.
Do a little pit stop.
Yeah, I was with the pit stops that day. I'll probably say yes to the park too. I was with the shits that day. Good spirits. Excited to go pick her up. I get there and we open the door to see her. And she, oh, Daddy, hey, where's BB at? My mom should go to BB. Where's BB at? Hi to you. Like, I mean, you're like, let the hi breathe. Like, I'm like, oh, is she going to see you like next or a few days, whatever? Oh, I wanted her to pick me up. I was like, first of all, I'm going to call it the B word. First of all, I'm like, baby, like, she going to, first of all, you just saw her yesterday. That's first off. Second of all, like, why are you killing my vibe? Because I was excited to see your little dirty ass. And like, what the
fuck is going on?
She's like, oh, I want to see. And she started having a little fuss. Like, I want to see, baby. I want to see. Go get the fuck in the car. I'm done. I'm over the shit. Like, let's get in the fucking car.
And we from being a deadbeat.
Yeah, so, and then the whole time, like, and it really killed my whole move for her. I'm like, fuck, we going home, fuck this shit. I'm going to watch TV, watch sports, whatever. And then, of course, girls being girls, now she admitted, she started crying. Oh, damn, why you ain't talking to me? I got to ignore her for a little bit. Now you dead to the world. You're in the next. Fuck you for everless, temporarily for sure. Like, I got to get my thoughts together. And then, but I had to talk myself.
Fuck you for nownless.
For sure. Had to talk myself. I'm like, all right. One, this is how niggas become deadbeats. Because one too many of these moments is going to be like, Queen, pick yourself up. Get the exactly. Like, let me know how that go. Yeah, I'll be home already. Yeah. Like, so
I'm watching the game.
Like, so it's like, because in the day, she don't what the fuck. She don't know. Because, of course, grandmom is the greatest person ever. Because she can say yes to everything. So compete. Yeah, and I imagine with a parent, whatever the kid prefer, whatever, the kid don't know no better. They just know, I want to be here. And what's wrong with me saying I want to be there?
I want where it's going to be yes at.
Exactly. And she not accounting for it as hurting my feelings or whatever, because I wanted to see you. I want to have this time, or a dad's going through a tumultuous co-parent situation. Yeah. I want to spend my time with you. So you start saying, like, where's mom? I want to go there. Where's mom at? And mom says you do this. Yeah. And it's like, all right, too many blows to the ego and hard shot. It's going to be like, all right, my nigga, like, you know what? I'll skip next weekend type shit. Again, not excuse on these things. It ain't right at all.
It's just highlighting that the possibility.
Exactly. And that's the humanity of people. Yeah. And again, oftentimes with men, I'm not saying nobody needs a safe space per se, but also needs to be like, yo, he's a human. He still needs to fight through things and accept the challenge. At the end of the day, if it's your child, it's your child, bottom line. But acknowledge your thoughts, acknowledge your feelings, acknowledge your humanity, and still push through that shit. At the end of the day, you are a man, and that's still your fucking child. And eventually, I told her, yo, Queen,
you hurt my feelings.
You hurt my feelings. I had to look back in the car. I like, you hurt my feelings. It's okay to be with BB, but I want to be with you too. Yeah. Fuck you, my fucking kid. Nigga, you live with me. Nigga, I pay fucking bills and shit. Yeah, like, she don't pay. BB got all this fucking money for Tiny Chicken. She don't pay shit. Yeah. Let's talk about it. But so, she was like, okay, Daddy, that's a nice. So, I go. By the time we got home,
for neglecting the fact that she's 4. She got it though. She get it at 4.
By the time we got home, I took out the fuck you forever list, and we was able to clean slate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I felt better.
No, but even just speaking to your point though, it just like that's the thing, and that's what I've been even going back to when I say like men can't care, because like we have the innate ability to park our feelings. Like to literally, parking them don't mean they don't exist. They're in park. You know, I need to drive around in my fucking feelings. They parked. You know what I'm saying? I got them off to the side so that I can still compartmentalize and function as a man. The problem is when motherfuckers is driving around in their feelings and they functioning and operating through their feelings. So now their emotions is clouding their judgment. So when your judgment is cloudy, your decision making become cloudy, and now you start to do questionable shit. You're reacting in ways.
I ain't taking you to school now. Then
you react in a way that you wouldn't normally react. So for me, I'm just as a man, you literally cannot take that shit personal. Like I have daughters, they say shit. Like literally, like they say shit. You know what I'm saying? Not even knowing. Like I had to literally have a conversation with my oldest and was like, cause something came to me, like her mom got this thing where she always tell me what she said when she trying to get to me. Yeah, you think you know her so much. She said this about you. And it's just like, I say to my daughter always say, Dad, that's not what I said. You know, that's not how I said it. It's always a lot of context missing. I promise you that. But I had to realize that, okay, what is her reason for trying to do this? Okay, you want to tamper with the relationship because, you know, that's twin, whatever the case may be. But ultimately, my daughter, why are you giving her the space and opportunity to be able to say these things, right? So, all right, let me break it down to you. You got a sister. Imagine if I go to your sister and be like, yeah, this, that, a third about you, and then she come to you and say, yeah, Daddy said this about you. How would you feel? And that'll mess me up. Okay, cool. It ain't about how you feel. It's about where you taking your feelings to. Do I not create a space for us to be able to talk about whatever it is that this, because I'd rather you allow me to give you clarity than you take it somewhere else. And it's like, or what am I doing or not doing that's making you feel like you can't bring this to me, right? And it was like, she was like, well, I mean, nah, honestly, like you do always ask me, and it's just me, I just open up enough. So it was like a reflection moment, but at the same time, it was also a teachable moment for me to be able to say, you are taking how you feel to somebody else that feel away, that's going to fire up the situation, not put the situation out. Whereas though, if I did the same thing to you, you human, your feelings would be hurt. Damn, my dad said this about, so that's the way I approach it. But as far as them being a man, just kind of like not taking that shit personal is like understanding that, like, all right, you know what? They feelings fluctuate. And because they feelings fluctuate, their emotions fluctuate. Emotion just means energy and motion. Means one day it's really, whether it be daughter, mom, fucking niece, any woman, is not what have you done, is literally what have you done for me lately. So how they feel is only how they feel in the moment. And if you don't allow yourself to get caught up in the moment and start operating out of your feelings, you could bypass everything that they say and do because you know it's bullshit. The best advice I was ever giving, I had a brother-in-law, he got 7 or 8 daughters and shit like that. I said, yo, I asked him this probably like 7 years ago, 8 years ago. I said, yo, how do you deal with like so many emotions? He looked me smack in my face and said, nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'm still their dad. that second line, I'm still their dad. So because he had all his kids in the crib. He made me realize that on a day-to-day, I don't give a fuck how you feel. At the end of the day, I'm still your dad. This don't mean I'm enforcing trauma on you. It just means that you can feel however you want to feel about me. By tomorrow, I'm still your fucking dad. So that means some days I'm going to piss you off. Some days I'm going to irritate the shit out of you. Some days I'm going to tell you no, and you're going to feel like, you never do this, Mom. You always say yeah. And what you mean vice versa?
Like they'll piss them off, and they'll.
Oh, absolutely, but only in this regard when it comes to men taking it personal.
Gotcha.
It's like, bro, that's still your kid. So because it's still your kid, it's like allow their emotions to fluctuate while you staying steadfast in the fact that when it's all said and done, I'm still your dad. And that was the best advice I was ever given because I promise you, the shit my kids say don't even bother me. I tell my other daughter, mom, like, why do you react? She did this, she said that. I'm like, yo, like, for one, I'm either going to talk shit back to her because you're going to feel it. You want to make people feel away, I'm going to make you feel like them kids start trying to play around me. I'm funny. I got you. Or I'm just not going to give a fuck. I'm not going to react because she's only going because you're reacting. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes kids don't have the capacity to understand the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what it's causing in you. They just like, oh, yeah, I'm about to piss mommy and daddy off.
For sure. And that was the one time she called me for because I was actually looking forward to something. Where typically she usually gets her mom. I'm right, she gets her mom all the time. And
she get her mom feelings?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you never give a fuck.
No, because especially if she say something, especially if we, you know,
I got you.
Whatever. Say she can't do something, whatever.
Yeah.
I be like, I don't give a fuck. Like, whatever. But that's how, you know, my emotions are running high already. I can't wait to see her, this and that. You know, she called me, quick jab. Oh, shit. Oh,
that sounds like a haymaker.
Yeah, that's fair.
She kept it going, hit him with a combo.
Yeah, she did double down. That's fair. Yeah.
Where now? I want baby.
Yeah.
I'd have been, bro, that shit is heartbreaking, bro. It's heartbreaking, bro. Yeah. And that's the thing. I think that's ultimately what we're trying to like harp on and like acknowledge. It's not excusable because like some men just don't want responsibilities. And I think that it'd be so funny, man, because as a man, we can instantly identify a man that don't want responsibility. You know what I mean? That's just on the man to man tip. We understand that is our duty. And, you know, they find their first way out. They're like, all right, you know what? She ain't answer. I'm out. I called, you know, hey, look, I tried. Your mom ain't. But,
ring, too.
Yeah, for sure. With the voicemail, on D&D. Your mom don't want me to see you.
See you next month.
But for the men that was pushed to that point, that's not the same. And fucked up part about it is, yo, some women literally work overtime to push a man to that point. And then when they get to that point, they'll act like they had no leg in the fight.
I do this by myself.
Yeah, so you had nothing to do with why this man was away. You put him away. You put him on child support so long, the nigga in jail for it. Your dad don't love you. No, he don't love you.
He's in jail because of you.
He don't love you. And again, I'm gonna say this: just because a man wasn't a good boyfriend, don't mean he's not a good father. And women have to stop conflating the two and thinking like, oh, well, you don't fuck with me, so you don't fuck with my child. I can't tell you how many times I heard a woman say some stupid shit like that. Fuck do you mean he don't fuck with you, so he don't fuck with your child? No, you had it right the first time. The sentence could have ended there. He don't fuck with you, but because he don't fuck with you, you making it a challenge for him to fuck with his child. You're not even understanding that it's fucking with your child, and then you're not gonna want to fucking explain it to your child when your child get older, and that shit not cool, and it's fucked up, and y'all not taking accountability for the fact that yes, some men are absent, but some men were pushed into that. And I'm not talking about, oh, well, I just give up. I'm talking about restraining orders being put on them. I'm talking about custody being given solely to you. I'm talking about you up and leaving. And fucked up part about it is every man don't got that fight on him. That's not to justify it, but the fact of the matter is, because you know we have the advocates for push through, accept the challenge, but the fact of the matter is, just from your role alone, think about if you, and the fucked up part about it, there's so many women, and this, we don't know where it started. We don't know what came first, the fucking chicken or the egg. But the fact of the matter is, so many women hadn't have the presence of a father to know the importance of the presence of a father, to understand that they perpetuating the cycle of their kid not having the presence of a father based on how they feel. And then it don't help when the grandmom never healed from whatever the grandpa did, or, you know, and it's like, okay, so now this is a perpetual cycle of it being supported to divide homes, instead of saying, you know what, let's push through, not for me, not for you, but for this fucking child. And that's been my thing. Like, I don't have to give a fuck. You don't have to give a fuck, but we have to collectively give a fuck about this entity that we split. And I feel like, you know, fuck a woman having to be held accountable. Have a fucking heart. You call yourself a nurturer. You say you're affectionate. You say you're a lover. So why don't you want your kid to get love from the other parent? Like, make it make sense, because you are destroying the upbringing of your child, and then you're not going to want to deal with the result or the collateral effect of what that might look like if you got a son that go bananas. You wonder why this little nigga breaking every law, because he never was held accountable. Every time somebody try to say something to the little nigga, you say, don't say nothing to my baby. You wonder why your fucking daughter got an attitude problem and don't know how to motherfucking assess certain situations, and she now disrespecting you because she can't keep a man because she never had a man around. She didn't see a man be imperfect. She only got told by social media that men were supposed to be away. And the thing was so funny, man. We like to think that time is so different from Adam and Eve, but the serpent just changed. The serpent is the fucking social media. Social media is the fucking serpent that's sitting here deceiving our women into making them think they don't need us. It's deceiving our women into thinking that we got to spend all of our time trying to please them with no reciprocity. It's deceiving them into thinking that there's always something better. The grass is always greener, and it's something that they could be doing or receiving from somebody else. Whole time you got everything you need. You're in a fucking Garden of Eden. All you gotta do is not do this one thing, and you're letting social media be the fucking serpent that's tearing our relationships apart. And I'm not saying don't be on social media. I'm saying change your relationship to it. God didn't say don't explore the garden. He said don't consume that. So change what you're consuming, or you'll end up in the same type of predicament. Y'all wonder why y'all life's so fucking hard. Like, come on, man.
I think that's a great land. That's why right there, man.
Yeah, we could land it there. You know what I'm saying? So with that being the case, as always, man, I want y'all to get 1% better. God is good. All the time. All the time.
God is good.
With that being the case, man, make sure y'all shop with our sponsors, man. Her Fantasy Box. Go get the products. Ladies, fellas, if you want to show up with something and you look like you know what you're talking about, come through with some Her Fantasy Box, some flowers, and my books. Perfect care package. It costs you probably $100, $120, and you could literally make a girl whole world, because you changing her body, you changing her mind, and you giving her flowers to see how she take care of them. Because, you know, if she let them things go, then, you know, they say, women can't take care of flowers, that means she can't take care of nothing.
That's fair.
Yeah, so that's all you gotta do is water them motherfuckers. And if you want to be the flower in her life, and she can't water the ones you got, she probably not gonna water you. But I'm gonna really land it there. Make sure I shop with her fantasy box, man. With all that being the case, also, man, we want y'all to get 1% better every single day and every single way. We don't want these conversations to stop here. We want them to start here. So do not gatekeep this information. As y'all let people know, what do we do, Q?
We grow.
We grow. As y'all let people know, we continue to grow. So please take these conversations beyond this podcast, beyond this blue couch, beyond these microphones, and take them into your house, take them to school, take them to work, take them to your group chat, take them wherever they need to be able to land on the air that need to hear them at the time that they need to hear it. Yeah, man. Other than that, man, you already know, man. Make sure y'all go get the podcast. Let me go back to the center. Make sure y'all get the podcast on all platforms. Let's start with YouTube. You can get it on Wolf Network, the Wolf Has Spoken Podcast. You get us on all audio platforms, the Wolf Has Spoken Podcast. You can find me on Instagram at WolfWSC. You can find the network page, wolfnetwork.wsc. Q, where can they find you?
Riding Q Live as in the right side on QUE.
And make sure y'all get with my guy Ricky B. Philly, who is not accepting bookings at the moment because he got some church stuff going on. He been busy, and he got a lot of podcasts for us to film. But yeah, man, as always, man. Until next time, let me go here, man. Until next time, man. Wolf Has Spoken. Let's get it,
Sir.